For the past couple days, the market's been moving on news. When we have good news, the market rises. When we have rising case numbers, the market falls. But today the market was pretty choppy. We were up and then we were down and then we were up and then we were down. Why? There wasn't any news. Pretty much nothing came out today. Powell talked, but he just reiterated what he said yesterday. There was nothing new about today. And that led to the market not knowing where it's supposed to be. Should we be going up? Should we be going down? And that's going to be the theme of the market for the next couple weeks until the economies start opening entirely, things start resuming to normal. New York City, the financial capital of the world, where all these people are, a lot of them are, opens up again. And we get into the post-COVID era and can start discussing things like the election. But today, in the absence of news, the market just didn't know what to do. We were just kind of flopping around. And that's unfortunate. We rallied off the lows with a long-term time horizon, with saying, wait a second, bet on America, it's on sale right now, let's get in. Then the positive economic data started coming out, and that's what the rally, the final leg of the rally was in on. In order for us to get to certain levels, we needed that data to be true, and the market was right on that data. And then we rallied very hard, and then all of a sudden the cases rose, and we pulled back. And now we're at a good level, I would say. I'm nothing wrong with this level, but we're very sensitive to any headline that will come out. So if there's a negative headline, which there might be because Texas cases are rising pretty violently, then there could be a market sell-off a little bit. Now, I'm not expecting another big pullback. I'm not expecting another 7% day. But we could have a down week, or we could have a down 2 weeks. Now we're kind of getting into a more, I don't want to say normal market territory because, we're flopping around like crazy and only trading on headlines. But we're not, on this projectile bull run. We're not rallying hard. There's no long-term theme going on here. Nobody's looking at the long term. It's kind of just like, all right, things are fine. We're just going to kind of go with the wind, where the sales going to take us. And I don't know where the sales are going to take us. You can't really predict the patterns of the wind. So we'll see what happens. But I'm being patient, and I suggest you be patient too. Have good positions. If you have good positions, you have nothing to worry about in a time like this. Yes, you might be changing and flopping a little bit around day to day, but have some cash on the sidelines and take advantage of that. Right now, I've nibbled a little bit today, but I'm really, if I see a pullback, if cases do rise tomorrow, which I'm kind of betting they will, I'm going to go in and start buying. I think tomorrow might be a down day. I don't want to say I can predict the wind, but, I'm looking at the temperature of the sea and land, and I'm seeing the land is heating up a little bit more than the sea is heating up. Early this week, the sea was heating up a little bit. And now there's going to be maybe a wind change. So I want to make sure I'm ready for that wind change and can kind of go in and scoop some things up I want at a discount. So, that's the kind of mentality you got to have these times. Just be patient, be calm. And when an opportunity presents itself, you take it. There's nothing to be afraid of. The economy is rallying very well. There's a floor under the market. And we need to wait for the economy to catch up to the market before the market can continue rallying. There's potential for downside on bad headlines. There's not a lot of potential for upside in the short to medium term. That's kind of how you have to look at this at the macro lens. There's not a lot of potential for further upside. There's potential for further downside, but there's a floor. So any potential downside shouldn't really happen. So that's why I've been calling it a kangaroo market. We should just kind of stay overall flat, like mid-April to mid-May, but a lot of, moving around in the meantime. A lot of moving around in the meantime. So we'll see what happens. There's just going to be, it's going to be a very volatile time. And what I'm saying is be buying on the dips. You don't need to sell up here. If you got a short-term time horizon, if you need to cash out, wait until you're up here to sell. Don't sell down here. Wait until you're up here to sell. But if you've got a long-term time horizon and you want to invest and see a long-term multiple on your money, buy down here, don't do anything up here, and then buy again when we're down here again, okay? That's what we're doing in this market. We're staying patient. We're just continuing to nibble. Waiting for the economy to catch up to the market, and then once it does, we'll be back on a long-term bull run. So then we'll be worrying about bigger problems, maybe not bigger problems, better problems, like the election, like how we're going to pay the debt, and we'll have other things to worry about. But right now, it's COVID, it's rising case numbers, and it's headlines. It's not as much fundamentals, Not a whole lot is going to change with the rising case numbers. We know the economy is not going to close. So it is what it is. Let's see what happens. Let's ride the waves. Let's navigate the ship. So until next time, peace.